completely different than it did back when I was in my 20s. Hi, my name's Sabrina. Welcome to LoveLuxeLogic. And on this video, I will be literally dumping out my notes app to share all of the steps that I take to prepare my life around a vacation. I want this to be a very enjoyable vacation and an even more relaxing post-vacation, okay? So I have 5 key things that I absolutely have to do in order to make sure that I can do just that. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. It's free, I promise you, to join the L3 tribe. So you can't go wrong with this list. If you're interested in seeing exactly what that is, then let's just jump right into it. Finances. Normally, every month, I usually have a money date where I sit and balance out all of the expenses that I'm responsible for. Everything is broken down from necessities to bills, insurance, childcare, pet care. I also include the information as far as when certain credit card bills are due. I am able to analyze what dates I have auto payments set and to determine if these auto payments will I wouldn't say interfere. I'm actually prepared for these auto payments as I'm on my vacation. The money that is planned to come out of my account will not affect the actual outcome of my trip. There's nothing like going on vacation, going to a restaurant, getting ready to pay for something, and your card declines. After all of the calling around, trying to figure out what is going on, because I know I had money in my account, you realize you had a bill that you paid. Baby, that changes the whole vibe, okay? So that is not what we're going for. With that, I make sure that any balances that are remaining for my trip are actually paid off before I step foot on a plane, okay? I plan ahead of time and I'm able to break my payments out so that by the time that I'm leaving, packing my bags, there are no other balances remaining. All we gotta do now is just show up. Number 2 is transportation to the airport. Being based in Germany right now, the closest airport to me is Frankfurt. It's not like being in the States where you don't really have to think much. You just drive to the airport, park in economy, and then get in on your flight. I have a couple of options in this case. Because Frankfurt has very limited parking, the best option for me is to make arrangements for valet parking. And it's honestly cheaper than parking at the actual airport sometimes. I also need to make sure the maintenance on my car is good to go. From oil change to gas to tires. I just need to make sure that my car is in top shape for about an hour-and-a-half drive there and an hour-and-a-half drive back. The second option I have to get to the airport is actually using the Deutsche Bahn. From Kaiserslautern to Frankfurt, it's about a solid 2 hours, I believe, in transport. Booking through the Deutsche Bahn, it can be cheaper. Some airlines, such as Lufthansa, actually support the Deutsche Bahn. You can book your train travel to the airport after you buy your plane tickets with Lufthansa. Not a sponsored video at all, but that's something to keep in mind if you were to take that route. Since I've been here for the past 3, almost 4 years, there has been construction on the way to the airport almost always. So adding on rush hour traffic with that, I don't want none of that, okay? I definitely need to weigh out which one is the cheaper option. I went to see what the estimate was for reserving valet, and it turns out more expensive than using the train. So in this case, we'll be going the train route.
Okay guys, this is post-vacation Sabrina, and I did not calculate this properly. I was comparing the valet fee overall and the train ticket overall. But if I'm going to use the train, obviously I need to park my car, and there's a parking fee included. I did not include that fee at all, and it turned out to be about 16 euros more than the valet.
Transportation at the destination. Number 3. When it comes to transportation at my destination, I have all of the information in line. I know what link to go to. I know what kiosks to look for. If I'm using Uber or any kind of cab services, I've already downloaded the necessary apps that I need to get around, and then I've made sure that all of my account or payment information is updated and ready to go. It just makes everything a lot more easy when we get there, so I'm not fumbling and trying to figure out Wi-Fi and all that jazz. If I were renting a car, obviously I need to make sure my car rental information is good to go. I've already packed in my European license for driving throughout the EU. I have my passport, obviously, and I need to make sure that insurance is accounted for in any way, shape, or form, whether that's through a specific credit card that you have for renting a car, whether that's through your own bank. Just make sure that stuff is already up to date and you kind of know what you already have available for you when it comes to insurance when you get there. I'm a list girl. I'm making a list for you, so feel free to come back to this video to make your own list or whatever. So anyways, let's keep going. So number 4 is pet care. We are very selective when it comes to finding care for our dog. We don't just leave her with anybody. These are people we have normally had services with before. We feel good, Sky feels good, the dog feels good, okay, about going to this person's house. I'm always pretty proactive when it comes to finding pet care. About a month from the time that I actually leave for vacation, I give people, myself and the person, plenty of time to say yes or no, and that way I can flex as necessary. For packing up for my pet, I normally would just make sure she has all of the food. I need to do this away from her sight. When she see her bag, yo, and she see me packing, she freaks out. She hates it. She knows she about to get put out, okay? And then also, I just make sure we take care of her. She's groomed, she's clean, all of the things, okay? And we ain't got to worry about none of that when she gets back. We also make sure that all of her shots are up to date and that her pet passport is good to go. Number 5, phone. Because I'm in the EU right now, having a phone and finding phone service is not normally a real issue for me. But if I were to leave the EU, then I would definitely need to figure out what does that look like. The last time I had to utilize an eSIM when I went to Dubai, I used LoveLuxeLogic. And that ran me about $15 for 4 days, which I don't think is bad at all. Either that or I could bring a SIM. When I re-enter the States, I have Verizon. So usually a day before I get to the States, I call Verizon to have them activate my SIM card. I would make sure my SIM card is a part of my packing list and that I have it in my carry-on so that I can easily pull that bad boy out while we are hitting the tarmac, and I can get my phone up and ready to go by the time I step foot off my plane. That's just how I roll. Okay, I lied. I have a bonus. This may or may not apply to you, but for me in my mid-30s, I most definitely have to make sure that I prepare my home, okay? So from making sure my plants are watered, whether that's getting a water globe or a self-watering something. Usually I have a low maintenance plant, so it doesn't take much. Secondly, I wash my bed linens. I love having a clean bed to get back into, okay? After about a week of travel, I'm so ready to get back in my bed. And I just know my bed's gonna feel amazing. Why? Because them sheets are clean. I like to clean the floors, take out the trash, just to make sure there is no foul smelling things rotting in the house while we're gone. With that, I make sure I remove any perishables from my fridge. So usually about a week out, I'm eating everything in my fridge as much as I can, so that's not a problem when I get back. So that is all I literally do in order to prepare for an enjoyable vacation, and I can come home as if I never left. I really do hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button, like, join me in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Freaking cloud. hating ass cloud, bruh. Oh my gosh, go away, y'all. Girl, it's the shadows. And then when it's, okay. With that, crap, my battery's dead.